Blog Talk Radio.
Check out the full episode of this on MENTELLECT Patreon. Why do I say that? Well, last night, little melee I got into with those two former members and this clown, Toronto Johnson, a.k.a. Taharka Bay, that lets you know why. See, if y'all never acknowledge anything I've said about emotional people, you can use those two rejects, those two former members, as a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You can cite that. I told you, people are going to show themselves to be living examples of my word, which is directly from Amen. Because I am in Amen and I am Amen, and we are all who are of the elect of Amen. And people will make themselves living examples of why you cannot trust emotional people over time. You know, those very people that set up on his cast were people who I was cool with, or I thought I was cool with. Jamila Muhammad, who was once a member in this community, right, for 4 months. Essence Doodoo Brown, who was once in this community for 2 years. And all of these people came to me, talked to me like I was a father to them, a friend to them, a mentor to them, and that's what I tried to be. And my wives, you know, they told me you can't be so personable all the time. You can't be out there and be personal and talking to people. And, you know, like I said, that's how it always starts off. You try and be cool with people. You try to give them real wisdom and real knowledge of how things are in the world without an emotional slant to it. But you always got to keep in mind that you're dealing with emotional people. You're dealing with people who are not used to utilizing logical and rational thinking as their form of thought and form of movement. They don't let logical and rational ways of thinking lead them. They lead with their emotions, right? And emotional people will eventually turn on you, as you saw, like a bunch of wild dogs, like a bunch of wild animals. They will turn on you. If you looked at their faces, you go back and look at that video, if you could stand and look at it, these people looked insane. Jamila and Essence, they looked insane. They had insanity on their faces. Essence was talking with her whole fat face in the damn camera, like I actually did something wrong to her. I told her the most logical and rational thing I could think to tell her, which was, if your child's father, Cedric, is not you, he's not little, then you tell him I'm not doing nothing crazy to y'all, and all he's asking you to do is keep the house clean, and that's pretty much it. You was not working nowhere with your lazy. You wasn't working nowhere. All you had to do is just take care of your child and just keep the house clean, and that's it. That's all he asked him. And you know what? I know that what he's saying is true. He was working. He was doing all the work. He was willing to take care of you and the child and have a decent relationship, hell, a father and mother relationship for your child's sake. But see, unfortunately for Cedric, he didn't know he got with somebody who was emotionally disturbed. And emotionally disturbed people are mentally disturbed people.
For the complete broadcast, you're going to have to go to MENTELLECT Patreon. Go to MENTELLECT Patreon for this complete broadcast, because it will not, I guarantee you, it will not be on YouTube. Subscribe to MENTELLECT Patreon and join the American Republic.
Subscribe to Sister Vendetta's Ethnic American channel, the Wise Men's channel from Brother Enru Janier. You know, MENTELLECT Patreon, of course, subscribe to that. MENTELLECT Women's channel, so subscribe to all of that.
And subscribe to High and Mighty Talks on YouTube with NUBEN MENKARAYZZ.